Do you know how many incursions I have every day from Mexico to Guatemala in the north part of Petén?
But there isn't a territorial claim.
And it doesn't affect my bilateral relation with Mexico. It is a challenge we have to face together. We are working with these people, and as a matter of fact, we reduce already the people that get. It's not an incursion. Incursion is for the army. It's a very strong word. It's a very strong word. This is not an incursion. It's people that get inside the protected areas.
We're talking about the control of citizens who may be leaving for whatever reasons. But there are also incidents that have occurred down south that include the Guatemalan military. And people see where the engagement with citizens and even the Coast Guard, for example, they see the military as an extension of the state. And in yesterday's conversation that we had with the OAS, they talk about the exchange of diplomatic notes, which is something that always happens when an incident happens. But in terms of sharing with the population how that issue is dealt with, we talk. I'll get into the specifics right now. When we talk, for example, that you know, issues are happening and that we have a situation where it is being resolved, and our foreign minister has talked about preventative diplomacy. And you've also mentioned about the separation of the
bilateral agenda from the referendum.
Yes.
Right. In terms of getting people to understand why that is important or how that can work to actually diffuse some of the issues when you have Belizeans being taken into Guatemala by the military, for example.
This is citizens who are carried to Guatemala to safety. Yeah, because of that incident.
Let me tell you. This is not an incident. What happened is, some Belizean people from PG, from Punta Gorda, they visit this key, this beautiful key, by the way, where these are soon end and get into the sea. It happened in March, I think, something like March. The boat was overloaded. There were a lot of people inside the boat, and the sea was very rough, very rough. My authorities helped these people and take to Livingston just to save, for the security of the people. And next day, they cannot come back to PG because the sea was very rough. They do an overnight in Livingston, and next day, Alexis Rosado, the ambassador of Belize to Guatemala, visit the place, talk to the people, and the people came back to PG, to Punta Gorda. This is not an incident. Again, if we are not positive, do you know how many, if this is an incident, do you know how many incidents I have with Honduras every day? Because I share exactly the same sea with Honduras. We need to be positive about our bilateral relation. There is not an incursion of Guatemalan army into Belize territory. I can assure that. My army and the Belize Defense Force are working together, are trying to do their best.